hope you're having a great day so far. We are reading another book in which a character kind of learns a lesson. If you remember earlier this week, we read The Bad Seed, where the sunflower seed learns that he can choose to be happy, he can choose to be good, and he doesn't have to be bad all the time. And then yesterday we read Sheila Ray the Brave, where Little Mouse learns that just not being scared doesn't mean you're brave. Being brave means you're a little scared and you do something anyway. And today we're going to read a book called A Bike Like Sergios. And if you can tell, sorry there's a glare on that, but from the cover alone, what do you think's going on in this book? See, there's two little boys, and it's called A Bike Like Sergio. So we know that this character is Sergio because he has a cool bike. And we'll find out that the main character is named Ruben, and Ruben does not have a bike. But he wants more than anything to have a bike of his own. It seems that all of his classmates and his friends are getting really cool bikes, but Ruben's family, unfortunately, doesn't have much money, and so they can't spend their money on things like bikes. They have to spend it on like food and rent and that kind of thing. But one day, Ruben is in the store, and he notices as a lady in front of him drops a dollar bill on the ground, and he picks it up and he keeps it. But then when he gets home, he realizes it's not a $1 bill, it's a $100 bill. That's a lot of money. So now Ruben has to decide what to do. Does he keep it so he can buy a cool light bike like Sergio's, or should he give it back? What do you think he should do? What's the right thing in this situation? Let's read it and find out if Ruben knows what the right thing to do is. A Bike Like Sergio's by Mary Beth Boltz and illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. Every kid has a bike but me. Sergio rides his new one while I run alongside, out of breath. Ask your parents again, Sergio says. Your birthday's coming. Sergio forgets there's a difference between his birthday and mine. I wish, I say, but I know that wishes won't make money up here. At Sonny's grocery, Sergio buys a pack of football cards. I stand in line, mad, with the bread my mom wants, waiting behind the lady in the blue coat who we see all the time. She steps up to pay and gathers her bags. In the shuffle, her purse tips. $1 floats to the floor. No one sees. I scoop up the money fast. She's out the door, but I don't chase her. It's just $1. At home, Mom's feeding the baby. The twins pull pans from the cupboard. My Ruben, she says, was it a good day? I nod and act busy. That $1 in my pocket stays a secret. Later, when I'm alone in my room, I fish out the crumpled bill and stare. It is not $1 or $5 or $10. It is $100. My hands are shaking. That money is enough for a bike like Sergio's. Then I won't have to run. I'll be riding. So Ruben gets home and his hands are shaking. Why? Because he looks at the bill in his pocket and realizes it's not $1, it's $100. That's a lot of money. And as we've read so far, it seems like his family really needs that money, right? Because we look earlier, and of course, all his friends have bikes, but Ruben doesn't because his family can't afford it. And then when they go to Sonny's grocery store, Ruben is a little mad. Do you remember why? Not only is he stuck in line behind this lady, but his friend Sergio was able to use his money to buy football cards. But what is Ruben buying? He's buying a loaf of bread for his family. So we see the difference here where Sergio, not only does he have a really nice bike, but he has money to buy toys like football cards, while Ruben has to spend his money on food for his family, it's very nice that that's what he's doing with his money, but it does mean that his family can't afford extra toys like Sergio's family can. And then he finds that bill that the lady drops, and kind of everything is changing. He gets home and we see that he has 3 younger siblings, and that's a lot of children that his mom and dad have to take care of. So now he has this money. What do you think he's gonna do with it? Dad gets home from work late and tucks in my little brothers. When he gets to me, I squeeze my eyes shut and stay still as stone. In the morning, the $100 bill is safe in my backpack. When I get to school, Mr. Grady says we'll be learning about money and math. He sets up a store with fake bills and coins and pictures of things we can buy. I joke around and blow all my play money on a camera right away. Me on my bike is all I can think about. We stop at the bike shop after school. Inside, I walk the rows and find one like Sergio's, but silver. Man, you look good on it, Sergio says. And it's true. But I know if I ride home on a bike like that, I'll have to tell my parents where I got the money. I'll talk to them tonight, I say, and Sergio high-fives me. At home, Mom is making a grocery list for Saturday. She walks her fingers through the cash in her wallet, then she crosses things off. Maybe next week, she says. She looks up at me and smiles. Me, with the 100 in my backpack. Her, crossing things off. Then she hands me a $5 bill. On your way home tomorrow, could you pick up orange juice at Sonny's? When she mentions Sonny's, I feel the sweat. What if the lady in the blue coat is there? So, Ruben's mom has asked him to go back to Sonny's grocery to pick up a few more things. And why is he feeling the sweat? What does that mean? He's a little nervous, right? And uncomfortable because he knows that he found that $100 bill at Sonny's and that the lady who dropped it might be there again. And we see like his mom is making a grocery list for Saturday and she walks her fingers through the cash in her wallet. What is the author saying there? What does it mean for his mom to be walking her fingers? I think it means she's counting the money and she's realizing that she doesn't have a whole lot. So Ruben's family really does need the money, but all Ruben can think about is that bike. If Sergio knew that Ruben had that $100 bill, what do you think Sergio would tell Ruben to do? Would Sergio tell him to give the money back? I think Sergio would say, buy that bicycle. It's awesome. You need it really badly. But does Ruben need it? Who might need that money more? It certainly seems like his family needs the money. Who else might need that money? Let's keep reading. I take my stuff to my room, dump my papers out of my backpack, and that's when I see it. The zipper that was closed is open, just enough. And the money that was there is gone. Heading out the door, I mumble to Mom, I'll be right back. Rain is falling as I retrace my steps from school to bike shop to home. Leaves and money look the same. Rain and tears feel the same. It's nowhere. I walk hunched and draggy to school the next day while Sergio rides circles. My brother built a ramp in the alley and I went airborne, he says. If you get that bike, you can use it. I don't tell Sergio that I won't be getting any bike at all. The day stretches out. How many nickels in a dollar? Mr. Grady asks. How many quarters in a $5 bill? When the bell rings, I pack my backpack with homework and notes and tell Sergio to ride home without me. With everyone crowding in a hurry, I spot something, the smallest zipper inside, still closed. This was the pocket, not the other. I slide it open, and I am rich again. To get that bike, I have to tell. Whew. So, Ruben finds the money after all. It was in a zipper pouch in his backpack that he had forgotten about. That's a relief, right? Because he would have lost that $100. So how did he feel when he lost that money? That was scary, and he felt like rain and tears feel the same. What does that mean? It means he was crying because he had lost the money and he was so upset about it. And then he was what does it say? Hunched and draggy, he walked to school the next day. And of course, Sergio rides by. Does Sergio seem to notice that Ruben is upset? No, and if he does notice, he doesn't seem to care. He just keeps bragging about his bicycle. And then all Ruben can think about is the money he lost. But luckily he finds it. So now Ruben knows what it feels like to lose that money. Who also might know what it feels like to lose $100? Do you remember who lost it in the beginning? The lady in the blue coat? Now Ruben kind of knows what she must be feeling, right? Because if he felt so bad for losing the money that wasn't even his to begin with, imagine what the lady in the blue coat feels at having lost that money. I raced to Sonny's as fast as riding and rushed to the back of the store for the juice. Someone bumps me, apologizes in a soft voice. I turn. My feet are frozen, watching as the lady in the blue coat makes her way to the counter with her eggs. She reaches into her purse, and like a hot blast, I remember how it was for me when that money that was hers, then mine, was gone. I leave the juice behind, and this time I follow her. She walks down one street, then another, and past the bike shop. My mouth is dry. "Excuse me," I say. She turns, and we are face to face. I breathe fast, and the words bust loose like they've been waiting. The lady says yes, she lost $100 and has been looking since. She tips her head. Why? I uncurl my fist. I found it, I say, holding it out to her still folded. Her face changes from surprised to joyful to soft. She takes my hand in both of hers like a sandwich and asks my name. "Thank you, Ruben," she says. "You have blessed me." I am happy and mixed up, full and empty, with what's right and what's gone. At home, everyone is waiting, and the lost and found story is mine to tell. "What you did wasn't easy," my dad says, setting his hand on my shoulder, "but it was right." My mom pulls me close. "We're so proud," she says. And in that warm house, with my family all around, and my birthday almost here, I am proud too. So, the story ends with Ruben feeling proud of himself, like his parents feel proud of him. And why does he feel that way? Because he gave the money back, right? He saw the lady in the blue coat at the store again, and now he knew what it felt like to lose $100. Like, he knew how horrible it felt, and he knew the lady must have needed it to buy her groceries. And so he does the right thing, and he gives her that money back instead of buying a bicycle for himself. And he confesses to his parents, and he says, "I am happy and mixed up, full and empty, with what's right and what's gone." So he's happy because he knows he did the right thing, and he feels full because he knows he did the right thing in giving the money back. He feels a little empty too because he still doesn't have the bicycle that he always wanted. But it's better to feel happy and full than to have spent the money himself and to feel bad about himself for the rest of his life. That's something you have to live with. And so he tells his parents what happened, and they realize that what he did was not easy. It would have been so easy just to keep that money and buy a bicycle for himself, or even buy something for his family, because it's clear that they kind of need the money too. But they are so proud of him because he did the right thing. And Ruben learns that it's so much better to do the right thing and to be happy and feel full for doing the right thing than to spend any kind of money on a bike. A bike doesn't matter in the long run. What matters is that your family is happy and together, and that your parents are proud of you, and that you can be proud of what you do too. So that's what Ruben learns in this story. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little something too. Be sure to think about that when you ever wonder if you're doing the right thing. Just make sure it's not hurting anybody in the process, it's not taking anything from anybody, and just know that you're doing the right thing, and that's all that matters. I hope you have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another story.